very pleased to be joined by our first guest from the City of Moncton, Isabelle Leblanc.
Hello.
Hello. So you're like the speaker of everything that comes out of the City of Moncton.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah. I get called upon once or twice a week.
Every once in a while, you got to type some
while.
stuff up and send it out to everybody.
Absolutely.
And it's cool though, because last time I saw you, we were at the new downtown center,
Yes.
and you get to run those tours.
I do.
Yeah.
Director of communications by day and tour guide once in a while. Yeah, so that was part of our regular, I guess, site visits with the media. So as you know, we take the media out every couple of months, and we also take council every couple of months. And that's really just to keep people engaged. Number one, we want you guys to see it and be engaged. And we also think it's very interesting that our residents can see pictures and see clips and videos of the inside of the facility.
Well, transparency is the new thing now.
Yeah, it certainly
That's the biggest
is.
thing, right?
It certainly is.
So if we go see it, then everybody else gets to see it because we could show everybody, and that's the cool
right.
part about it. So what's I know the update's coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we don't have the latest news. At least by the time you'll be watching this in syndication, we won't have it. But what is the latest we know now that tomorrow will be outdated? But at least we'll know that. What's new?
Well, the interesting thing is that we're starting to see the seats. And I think that's a critical piece for most of us who've been in that facility for the past few months, from the steel beams and you had to visualize what was going to be here and what was going to be there. Then you started to see it come up, and to see the seats being installed both in the suite level and in the bowl is quite remarkable. So there's a really neat color scheme. We've got 3 colors for the seats. We've got gray, black, and red, so they're a bit staggered. Makes it very interesting visually for the camera as well. And so it's neat. It's coming together, and we're really excited about this project.
And the cool part is, since I went in the last time, and I'm so happy I got to, because not only as a member of the media, but also as an architecture nerd, I'm so cool to see it in progress. But I did get to sit in one of each of the seats. The suite seats are extremely comfortable, well padded and everything, and even the peasant seats, I suppose we'll call them. The general admission seats are very comfortable as well. They're plastic, but they're a little bit wider, they're a little bit bigger.
Yeah, and that was a decision by council at one point, if you recall, that they had, they're part of the bid or the proposal. We had a 20-inch seat, which was a standard seat, and council made the decision to go to an inch more, so a 21-inch seat. And really, we're in there in the winter with big coats on, and we want people to have a great experience and to enjoy the show or the game, and we're sitting there for a couple hours, so we do want people to be comfortable. But I tell you, the sight lines are great. You've seen it from the media to the accessible area, because we do have 44 spots for wheelchairs, which is great. We're really pleased to be able to offer that, and I mean, there are great sight lines everywhere.
I think the biggest difference, if you look between the new arena downtown and the Coliseum, is that the ceiling is much higher.
Yeah, twice the height of the Coliseum.
As they said on the tour, it's the tallest 4-story building they've ever worked on.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I think it's almost 60 feet, the ceiling?
It is. It is from the bottom of the rafters to the ice surface. And I know in some of the pictures, sometimes it's hard to tell because we've got the wide angle, and we do get comments on our Facebook page saying, geez, it doesn't look high at all, and it doesn't look any higher than the Coliseum, but it is double the height. So rest assured, we can host just about anything and anybody in that building.
Yeah, and in reference, Harbour Station's 53 feet, so it's a little bit, that's St. John, Moncton, Hub City, Port City kind of rivalry there. So for those of you, viewers out there and wondering, well, what's the difference between the two buildings? Why don't we just very quickly, we'll just take a bit of a quick comparison between the Coliseum and now the new building. So what's new? What's different?
More seats. Right now we're looking at about 8,500 fixed seats at the new facility with 1,500 non-fixed seats. So those are for shows or boxing matches, I don't know, whatever they'll have. And at the Coliseum we've got about 67. I might just be off a little bit, but just in and around that number. So that's something that's new. More people can fit in the facility. We've got concessions all around the concourse level, as opposed to the Coliseum. Now all the concessions are on one side, and you don't see any of the action, so you have to kind of rely on the sound. In this case, the main concession has a wide opening, so you get to really catch the action while you're waiting in line, if that's the concession you plan to go to get your beverage or your food. But if not, there are some concessions all around, which is really a great offering. And and lots of washrooms. We've got family washrooms, which is good. The media have their own area, not just a little box somewhere. You've got your full area. We've got suites, which is something that's completely new for us, and we're really happy to be able to offer that. And within those suites, we do have 2 party suites, so that's a great feature as well. And there's a big multi-purpose area space on the first floor, and that'll be used by the community without a doubt. And so it's a very functional space, a very functional building. It's very airy. You'll see there are lots of windows, and you know, when you look outside, you see that great plaza that's coming together, starting to come together, and that's another great feature for the community.
So when we talk about the kind of stuff that might be there, and without getting into specifics, because of course you can't, but there might be hockey style sports, there might be, you know, other style of sports. What can this building host, basically?
Well, the City of Moncton owns the building. It's the facility that is owned by the city, but is going to be operated and managed by SMG Canada. And the new general manager is in Moncton. He's been on staff for, I think, for a few months this spring, but he has since moved to Moncton, so he's here full time. And SMG Canada is going to be handling all of the programming within the building itself. The city will be doing the programming outside, so in the plaza area. So SMG, they manage buildings across North America. They're part of a circuit. We're very confident that they'll be able to bring in 130 plus events in that facility, both sporting events, entertainment events, and anything in between. And so those are great numbers for us. We're happy to see those numbers and to be able to see the variety of acts and shows and sporting events that we'll be able to attract here in Moncton. It's important. It's important for our downtown. Mayor and council have said it. We are seeing the amount of economic development that it's spurred since the construction began. You know, we've talked about on a regular year, new development in our downtown area is between 8 and 20 million a year. And within a 6-month span, that ramped up to 35 million, just within a 6-month span. So the business community is on side. There's excitement. We feel it. Certainly not everybody is in favor of this building, and I think Mayor and Council understand that, realize that, but we are seeing the economic impact it is having, and I think we're going to see great things for the downtown area, and it's going to be revitalized, there's no doubt.
So we're going to move off of that for a second. There's one last thing about the building. Now, Moncton Coliseum right now does not have a naming rights sponsor. It is the Moncton Coliseum. So the new building, is there any details on that yet, or is there kind of a push? Maybe we could get
like $1 million question.
Hub City Now Center, Mike Sanderson's maybe? House of Fun, maybe that.
Yeah, never know. You never know. It's the naming rights belong to SMG, and it is our understanding that they are having great discussions with prospects, and that we should know relatively soon. Certainly, we look forward to it as well, because we have a whole wayfinding campaign that'll take people from exits at the highway to the facility, and we would love to put a name on those signs real soon. So we are as anxious as everybody else to know what the name of this facility will be.
So that was basically in an answer going, go ask them.
That's right. That's right.
We got about 2 minutes, so since we have you here, we may as well talk about other city stuff. So there's Centennial Beach tomorrow night. There's an information session. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that.
There is an information session for those viewers who might not be aware. Centennial Beach was decommissioned this summer. Unfortunately, it happened to be in July. The liner was separating from the concrete base, and we tried by every means to fix it. It was just not possible. So it was decommissioned. Unfortunately for swimmers and tourists, it was certainly, they were upset and sad that they didn't have that outdoor facility. But council is planning for a new pool. It's going to be, because that is in a low zone, so a flood zone, and we often hear about that area being flooded every spring, so it's going to be moved up towards closer to the Rotary Lodge. And so tomorrow night we're meeting the public. People can come out and see. It's an open house. They'll see renderings of what this new complex or new structure will look like, and we're always open for comments, and that'll be a project that'll be coming up in the next couple of years.
All right, so that's something to look at tomorrow night, 7 to 8:30 at the Rotary Lodge at Centennial Park.
At Centennial Park, that's right.
Yeah, so be sure to check that out. More information, moncton.ca, and on the Facebook page.
Absolutely.
So steer you when there. Where else can they get in contact with you?
Those are the best ways to do it. We're very, very active on Facebook. We've got good conversations going with residents. That's what we want. So we try to push everything out through our Facebook. We're working on our new website, which should be coming out very, very early in the new year. So that's another exciting project from a communications perspective, of course. And things are going good. Things are going really good.
That's awesome. So Isabelle Leblanc from the City of Moncton, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
So much for joining us.